Hi guys, I'm Kelsey Guerra and I'm here to talk to you today about expanding your network. I'm so excited about this because I feel like this is kind of a ninja skill of mine, and mostly just because I'm not afraid to ask, and we're going to talk about that. But specifically, we're going to talk about expanding your network in two areas: in people that we know or don't know yet, but individuals, and also potential businesses that we want to partner in with, or professionals. So within that, first, let's talk about people. You generally have a warm market, which is people who know you and trust you already. You have a cold market of people that you don't know yet, or maybe people that you've thought of but you have no relationship with. And you have a hot market. And we don't really talk about that, but the hot market is obvious people who already love you so much and trust you to the degree that they'd be willing to just hand you a credit card. I trust you. Hey, this is family, friends, people that are like, oh my gosh, you love essential oils, you educate on essential oils, sign me up right now. So if you're at the very beginning of your business, you definitely want to think about those people first. Those are the people who are going to pop into your head without a second thought. Yes, they're going to love this, and I know that they're going to sign up immediately, even without going to a class. So think about those people as you start making your list. And speaking of which, we want to start with making our names list. If you've had a build guide, the Business Builder's Guide hopefully is in front of you right now. We're going to reference pages 84 and 85 of the Business Builder's Guide, but the names list is on a different page. I don't know what page, but that is going to be really important. And I want to talk about when you get stuck, right? So if you've been charged with making, say, a list of 100 names, or even just 50 names, that can seem kind of daunting at first. But after you go through your phone, your Facebook, think about people in your past from school, all the different networks that you know, what happens when you get stuck? Well, there's a couple of tools for your names list that I just want to bring up quickly. They may have already mentioned this to you, but there's a couple of lists. Eric Worre even has an ultimate names list builder, and there's also a memory jogger. And so definitely look up those tools. It's really going to help you think of networks you're not really thinking about and thinking outside the box on really expanding your network when you need more, when you need more names. And so just think of simply, if it does seem overwhelming, think of adding to, after you've had your initial list of people, think about every day trying to add 2 people to your names list. And additionally, what happens, right, when we're like, well, I just don't know who I know. How do I find more people? Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of ways to find individual people. One of them is get a part of a new social group, whether it's online or in person, depending on your area, for a hobby that you really love, something like a biking group, a cycling group, a runner's group, a mom's strollers, working out group, or maybe it's a gym. Maybe it's some sort of, it could be anything at all. I heard of one person who joined a snowmobiling group one time and signed up everybody on a snowmobiling group. So depending on what you love, let that passion come out and share the oils amongst people that you love. Then also think about going to a new service provider. I know it sounds so simple, but change it up. If you've been going to the same hairdresser and she's already signed up with doTERRA, or the same person that waxes your eyebrows, or the same gym, the same massage therapist or manicurist or esthetician, think about switching it up. Who else is in your area? Who could you try, create a relationship with, of course, and introduce the oils to, tip them with oils, any service provider at all. I can tell you that even my mailman, my UPS carrier, they're all getting Deep Blue and all of that. So think about expanding your network that way as well. And then, of course, my favorite way of expanding my network constantly, and I've been doing this for almost 7 years, so this has been working for me endlessly, and this is my no matter what will always work: referrals. You guys have to look at the scripts on pages 84 and 85 of the Business Builder's Guide. It's awesome for referrals. You can also look up some of the Find a Builder calls with Elise Chedevi. She has some awesome calls, and one of them specifically is called referrals. And that was a huge like light bulb moment for me. I think it's just always good to hear from different voices on how we ask and what our styles are. Now, you don't have to follow these scripts. You can make them your own language, but I think it's more the structure and getting from point A to point B. As long as you get the job done in your own language, I think that's really important. So figure out how you feel comfortable asking your friends and family for referrals. Hey, even if you don't love essential oils, would you know someone that might? And can I get in contact with them? Would you put me in touch with them? So don't be afraid to do that. It is our biggest tool in this business because it is a relationships business and we do most of our business through word of mouth. Okay, so that is really important. So look into that some more. Then I know it sounds simple, but it's on there in the Business Builder's Guide. Talk to strangers. Now, that might seem a little bit funny, but there's so many ways that we can do that. One of the ways that I love talking to strangers is really being obvious with using my products in public. You know, putting Deep Blue on my shoulders or on my back, using really strong oils that people are going to notice, like peppermint, spearmint, any of our citrus oils. They go, oh my goodness, that smells so good. What is that? Wearing swag, guys, swag that you guys get from, having your bag. I've had people notice my doTERRA bag. I've had people notice my doTERRA shirt or my hat. Like, what is that? I think I've heard of that company. It starts a conversation with a total stranger. So definitely don't discount wearing swag and busting your oils out in public. Okay, so those are some fresh new ideas for you for finding new people. So go back, look at your lists, and then add to your lists and find the tools that you need to expand those lists. We want to really open your mind and look outside the box on that. So what about businesses, local businesses? What if you want to partner with some professionals? And maybe, I know for a lot of people on my team, it actually helps them feel a little bit braver, because speaking to businesses, somehow I know for me, making cold calls, sending cold emails, reaching out cold was easier for businesses for me. So I want to explain how I do that a little bit. First of all, asking your family and friends for referrals to their business professionals and their service providers is really important. So again, we're going to go back to referrals because your mom, your sister, your neighbor probably has awesome referrals to dentists, massage therapists, yoga instructors, their medical doctors, pediatricians, so many people. Who do they know that they could introduce you to? I once had a friend introduce me to 2 different massage therapists, different types of therapists, aromatherapists, things like that, that just all was in that same wellness bubble. Who goes to an acupuncturist? Yes, acupuncturists are amazing, and they're very curious about essential oils if they don't use them already. So definitely ask family and friends, hey, I know you go to this type of business, or you have this type of doctor. I'd be curious to talk to them about essential oils. Would you mind, introducing them to me via email? Or can I just use your name? If I call their office, can I say, hey, my friend referred me to you because X, Y, and Z? So think about that first, because that's easier when you have an introduction, and it makes it more personal, and it's not as awkward. It's not as cold, right? Second of all, when it comes to recruiting other people who do business, other business professionals, join a professional networking group. There are so many out there. Be careful, because they can come with a price tag, but these are groups where they specifically are looking for business partners and referrals. Literally, they center these groups around helping each other, refer each other, and they're exclusive. Look for an exclusive group, because you want to be the only essential oil specialist in that group, so that everyone is referring their friends and family to you, and you're their only rep. So think about that. Exclusive is the best, and there's a lot of local groups. There's groups that are specific to women. There are groups that are specific to certain businesses. So take a look, and don't discount social media on this either, using LinkedIn and some of these other Align and things like that. There's some other social media networks and apps now that have been developed that can also have an advantage. They'll show you your own local businesses in your area. So take a look at that. Another group that would be really helpful if you have a local chamber of commerce. This is not exclusive necessarily, usually, I know mine is not, but they have local events, tons of events where it's specific to networking. They are networking events, luncheons, breakfasts, cocktail hours, different events set up for local businesses and communities. Listen, right now, because of 2020 and 2021 and everything that's been happening in the world, supporting local business is more important to people than ever. And guess what? You are a local small business. So really let that give you some confidence and get out there and say, hey, I'm a local business. I'd love to see how we could support each other since you're a local business as well. And so that's kind of how I talk to other people who have local businesses. In fact, just yesterday, I was writing emails to tons of local businesses, and I'm going to tell you how I do that cold. Okay, so next I want to talk about cold emails, phone calls too, but mostly emails. I go through Yelp and Google and I look for all the wellness businesses, or really any type of business at all that would fit what we're doing. And I will go through and see, I'll check out their website to kind of test them out first, make sure they're not already using oils in their business, and see what they're doing. And if it looks like the type of business I want to partner with, I find their email and I send an email just to get an initial interest, because I don't want to waste too much time and I can actually hit a whole bunch of businesses. I will create lists of 100 businesses in my local area and just go through one by one. Chiropractors, doctors, business owners, yoga studios, tons of different businesses. There are hundreds. And so make a list just for businesses if you want. Make your names list and make a business list. What about that? So this is an awesome approach. And you introduce yourself. Hi, I teach on alternative ways to keep you healthy. Hi, I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate and I am a certified essential oil specialist. Whatever makes sense for you, get it in an email, introduce yourself, say I'm a local business and I would love to see how we could partner together and help each other grow our businesses. Would you like to set up a call? Things like that. Now, if they are a doctor's office or there's some sort of professional medical office, consider bringing in lunch for the doctor and the staff. It is well worth your investment, and they are used to this because of the way that they're usually wooed by corporate pharmaceutical reps. So keep that in mind, and they do have to get to know you, and that our business is out of our pocket, and we are donating our time and our expenses to this. We don't have a corporate office paying for this. It's out of our own pocket. So I think it's important education to let people know how our business is different and what we can offer. We can offer a more personal experience for them and alternatives for some of their patients that might really appreciate an alternative integrated into their practice. So I would really consider offering lunch. Can I come in on your lunch break? In fact, you guys, today I'm actually leaving from recording this video, and I'm going to a doctor's office, a surgeon's office, and I'm just going to sneak in real quick in her lunch break for 15 minutes. She's so busy, and I'm just going to catch up with her. She's a mom. I'm a mom. I think ultimately, you guys, we have to remember that these people are just people. They're people just like you and me. They have families and they want what's best for their families as well. And if we truly believe that essential oils, and doTERRA specifically, is the best thing in the world for our families, then we have to translate that into our own passion and talk to them. And we have to believe it's going to be the best thing for them too. So shine your light, shine it, and they are going to catch on. So lastly, when it comes to businesses, patience, patience, patience. Especially when it comes to medical professionals. You are not going to recruit these people overnight. It takes a long time, but I can tell you from personal experience, it is so worth it, and it is so rewarding to be a part of a massive movement and helping more medical professionals see the value of integration. So to keep that in mind, you will expand your networks faster and faster. And last but not least, checking my notes here, the final thing I would say is that the only thing that we can control in our businesses is how often we simply ask. How much are you asking? And asking for everything, hosting classes, asking for referrals, asking to be a part of someone's networking group, asking your friends if they would like a sample. And it's a quote from the Business Builder's Guide from Percy Ross. He says, you've got to ask. Asking is the world's most powerful and neglected secret to success and happiness. And what I would say, it's not just the most neglected and most powerful secret, but it's probably the most neglected gift. I think asking is a gift that you can give yourself and you can offer it to someone else. Remember that you have something so powerful and so important. And if we don't share that with the world, we're just being plain selfish. So get out there and don't keep this gift to yourself. Start asking. And you can ask as much as you want. And it doesn't take that much time to simply create an email or a text message or pick up the phone and create that relationship. Whether it's an individual or a business, start brainstorming right now on how you can expand your list. Thanks, guys, and I cannot wait for you guys to get out there and hit elite. Let's do this. Bye.